Good afternoon. Phil Lindemann with your Krystal 93 News for Mountain Comfort Furnishings and Design. State lawmakers tell Krystal 93 they are just as frustrated as you are with the post office.
They are not maintaining services at the levels they should.
That was State Representative and Speaker of the House, Julie McCluskie.
We have reached out again to Representative Negus's office. He has now forwarded an inquiry onto the Colorado-Wyoming District Office.
McCluskie says she's not personally had trouble with her mail at her home in Dillon, but she hears often from people who do.
Getting that prescription in your mail, getting a paycheck in the mail, that's a really critically important part of our local economy.
Negus and his office are still collecting testimony. Contact them directly to share your troubles with the Postal Service. McCluskie says affordability is an even bigger issue right now in the high country, but she has good news for renters.
Was just meeting with the Apartment Association yesterday, and they said rent prices are starting to level off and even decrease in some parts of our state.
Affordable apartments in Breckenridge might not be going to the people who need them most. Town of Breck says the property manager at Vista Verde 2 was not following process when it filled empty units. McCluskie calls this unacceptable.
If we can't do that right, then we got to start over, because that's where the greatest needs are for sure.
Half of the apartments at Vista Verde 2 are reserved for locals earning less than average income. Krystal 93 has contacted the town housing department for a comment. We have not yet heard back. Odds Are Good Summit will impose a fire ban by next week. It would be the first ban of summer. Fire experts say deadfall today is as dry as if you put it in a kiln. They call this 1,000-hour fuel. It would not improve even with days of rain. The only remedy now? Snowfall, and there is none in the immediate forecast. Fire danger today, it's very high. In local entertainment news, back on screen at the Eclipse in Breck, Beetlejuice, that long-delayed sequel to a cult classic that is now destined to become a cult classic all its own. And later this month, it's the very first horror film festival coming to the Eclipse. Breck Film asked me to help them curate a set of 4 films. I've got 2 family-friendly ones and 2 R-rated films, including one that is criminally overlooked, but I guarantee will make even hardcore horror fans squirm. The Film Fest, it opens October 19th. In sports, the Avalanche, they're 0-4 this preseason. They're shooting for a win tonight with the Golden Knights. And in local sports, today on the Warmup from iFurnish in Frisco and Kremling, the Summit High golf team is sending 3 golfers to state for the first time in decades. Senior Evan Wishmeyer was shaking off the nerves at the exact right time.
I was definitely a little nervous. I was like, oh, this could be my last ever high school career golf hole. So I just tried to play it as good as I could, and we made the cut, but we got some work to do.
Junior Ryan Langhorst, he's already thinking through strategy for the state course in Grand Junction.
The rough is a big killer out there. The goal is definitely to hit into the fairway on every single hole and just get up and down, make some pars and birdies.
Senior Jace Melby, he's the only returning player, and this time, he's happy to have his team with him.
Stay calm, don't go through this roller coaster of emotions. It's going to be nice having a few other boys out there. I think last year I became friends with the Arby's worker in Montrose.
The guys tell me they'll class it up this year. They'll trade Arby's for pizza the night before. State, it's happening next week. This is the warm-up with state-bound athletes. In other preps, Summit High football is playing Palisade at home tonight. Volleyball, they have Rifle at home. Boys soccer's on the road for Glenwood Springs. Phil Lindemann, Krystal 93 News.